forget what percent turned to product means, forget it for now and just go as far in the problem as you can to earn partial credit. We're given an initial value, so probably a good idea to do an ICE chart. We have the HCl value. We also have an H2 value. We were not given a Cl2 value, so I can assume it's 0. I'm still going to make the side that has a 0 on it plus x, and the other side minus. It's 2x because of the coefficient. Writing expressions here since I don't have any values for equilibrium, so I can't just find the x easily. Those are my equilibrium values that I now can plug into my Kc. So Kc would be products over reactants, coefficients become exponents, plugging in the Kc they give me, plugging in my expressions at equilibrium. That's what I have to work with. So this is going to be another one where I have to use a quadratic. I'm going to multiply this over and set it up so that I can FOIL it. I'm going to FOIL this first and deal with the 2 later. And then this one I can distribute now, 0.4x plus x squared. I can't square root because even though I get x squared on this side, this whole thing isn't squared. So I wouldn't just simplify that in square root. It doesn't work. To simplifying this, 0.6 times 0.6 is 0.36 minus 1.2x minus 1.2x plus 4x squared equals x squared plus 0.4x. Knowing that this really together is minus 2.4 and multiplying by 2 will be what I do in the next step. So 2 times 4x squared minus, we had negative 2.4 times 2 is negative 4.8x plus 0.36 times 2 is 0.72 equals x squared plus 0.4x. Subtracting x squared gets me 7x squared. Subtracting 0.4x gets me negative 5.2x. Plus 0.72 equals 0. If you did the opposite signs, I tell you shouldn't have because there was a 0. You should have done positive on that side. Mathematically for this one, because we're doing the quadratic and finding both roots anyways, it still works. Just know your signs will be different. Going into the quadratic, negative b, so negative 5.2. The negatives cancel. Plus or minus my square root of b, make sure you're using parentheses before the squared, minus 4ac, all over 2a. So 5.2 plus or minus the square root of something over 14. So negative 5.2 squared, you should get a positive number after you square that. 5.2 squared minus 4 times 7 times 0.72. Under our square root, we have 6.88. So now using the positive root, 5.2 plus the square root of 6.88. Press enter, then divide by 14. We get 0.56. 5.2 minus the square root of 6.88. Press enter, then divide by 14. So I got both positive answers here, which is fine. If your ICE chart was backwards, you would get both negative answers here, which is also fine. It just matters that when I plug them back in here, I get only positives. So if I were to plug this in here, I'd actually get a negative value, so I know that that doesn't work. There is my x. Let me switch colors. To find the values at equilibrium, truth is I don't need to find these, but I'm going to track that they come out positive. 0.6 minus 2 times 0.184 gets me 0.232. 0.4 plus 0.184 gets me 0.584. And 0 plus 0.184 gets me 0.184. It didn't ask for all the equilibrium values, but that's what they would be. They're all positive, that's good. Percent HCl turned to product means how much of the HCl that we started with actually went away. So some people like to set it up as the difference between here and here. 0.6 minus 0.232 compared to where we started. Or you know that the change is what's going away, so you could do 2 times your x value over what we started with, times 100. Either way, you should get 61%-ish, depending on how you round it here.